Good morning, everybody. It's Alison here. I thought today we would do a short meditation. So I could spend hours discussing with you guys the benefits of having a meditation practice and how important it is and how helpful it is. I could also spend hours talking about how we make meditation harder than it needs to be. I think we think there's this right way to do it, and this magical thing that happens. And really it's just about being still and being with your breath and even being with your thoughts. It's not that emptying your mind is not actually a thing. It's not a thing that's possible. Our brain is designed to think. And so it's just directing your focus back to breath and even noticing your thoughts, but trying to let them pass by as much as you can. So I find that when I feel like I am the most stressed out, or I have the least time, or I feel super busy, that's when meditation benefits me the most. And having a daily meditation practice has been a big game changer in my life. This time of year, we're entering busy holiday season. This is when we tend to think we don't have time. And this is also when people get really stressed out. People are crabby, man. And so the goal today is to keep it short and sweet. And also, I find I have a little more success in my seated meditation practice if I open my hips just a tiny bit first. That helps us be comfortable. So today I want you to have whatever you like to sit on for meditation. I have a meditation cushion, but in general, you want to sit up high, higher than you would think. So a bolster, a couple blankets, a block, something that you can really sit up on. And then I've got a block and a blanket because we're going to open the hips first. Okay? So have a seat on the edge of a blanket and we'll just open the hips a little bit. So bring your right shin in front of your left shin. This is Sukhasana. But remember, the knees come a little closer together in Sukhasana and the feet go toward the edges of your mat. And you want to sit on the very front edge of your blanket so you can sit up nice and tall. Flex your feet, spread your toes, take a big inhale. Try to reach your knees downward as you lean forward. And I'm filming this in the morning, so first thing, my hips are pretty tight. So I like to give myself a few moments before I go in. Now some of you will need more than a block. You might need a couple blocks or even a chair that you can kind of rest your head on. Otherwise, fold in when you're ready. Bring your head to a block or blocks. And just take a moment here. So don't force your hips to open, just sort of allow. And today I do want your head on something. So again, you might need to grab a chair, couple blocks, something to stack so that your head can meet it with some ease. Because grounding our head on something helps pull in a little more yin energy. Our brain is very yang, it's on all the time. And so if we can rest our head, skull, brain, it just helps bring energy levels down. Which is what we want when we meditate and when we feel stressed out and busy and overwhelmed. If you haven't already done so while we're here, make sure you if you're using your phone to watch this, fine, maybe turn it on airplane mode. Maybe you could not get the text messages for 5-10 minutes. And just come to your breath. In yoga, we spend a lot of time discussing breath, so see if you can just deepen the breath here. So big, full inhales through your nose. And nice, big, full exhales out the nose. So we're setting the tone. We'll do both sides of the hip opening, and then we'll do our seated meditation. So we're just kind of trying to set the stage here a little bit. Start the process of dropping in. We're just here for a few more moments. few more breaths here. And then gently walk your hands back, lift your torso up. Interlace your hands behind you, roll your shoulders back, and stretch your knuckles back and up. So straighten the arms behind you, really open your chest. This will help when we sit. Sort of nice posture here, opening the chest and shoulders. One more big breath. Great, and then go ahead and release. Switch the leg that's in front. So let's do left leg in front, same thing. Adjust your seat, hands down, sit up tall. Really press the outer knees down. It's not forcing, just a little action here. And then fold forward, stretch your arms forward. Take your time. So I'm going to give myself a breath or two to kind of see what's up on this side. And then when you're ready, whatever you use to ground your head on for side one rather, go for it here. And just sort of settle into the softening of the hips. Slow, steady, deep breathing will help. And if you really think about it, it's a matter of priority, right? Like, yes, we're all busy. Trust me, I get it. I feel very busy all the time, and I feel like I'm running around like a crazy person half the time. But if something is important to us, we prioritize and make time for it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes to calm the body, heart, mind when we're feeling frazzled from using our meditation. It's really, we've got 5 minutes, we really do. So I encourage you to make it a priority. I think the reason why I'm so passionate about it, we are at One Tree Yoga, Gabe as well, is like because we know that it's a game changer. The mental benefits that I get from my meditation practice is truly what keeps me coming back. Yes, I love yoga poses. They're fun. They feel great. There's a lot of benefits physically for sure. But the meditation piece was really the life game changer that helped my life in immeasurable ways. And so, just like anything, you make it happen if you see the value in it. So I encourage you to give it a go. Just take a few more breaths here. Come up. One last time, interlace your hands behind you, switch the thumb that's in front, roll your shoulders back. Stretch your arms back, lift your chest, breathe. Good. All right, release. And come off of your blanket, move those props out of the way, and then whatever you're going to come sit on, remember sit high. So maybe you have a couple blankets, a bolster. I've got a super sweet meditation cushion I highly recommend. But you want to get your hips up. So sit high, and if it helps to like lean your back against a wall or even sit in a chair, fine. So hips a little more open now, especially if you're going to meditate in the morning, like a little hip work. Rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. And come back to your breath. So just notice it. See if you can breathe in and out of your nose gently. And in the yoga tradition, one of the pranayama techniques, one of the techniques we use to work with our prana, our life force, that being breath, sort of a big chunk of that, is called samavritti, which is this even, balanced breath. So you try to match the length of your inhale with length of exhale. Start slow, start small. I would suggest maybe even just 3-4 count inhale, find a little pause, and then match that 3 or 4 count exhale and find another tiny pause. Start there. If it it feels like you've got a little more lung capacity to work with, you could up the count, 5, 6, 7, whatever you've got. But if it starts to make you feel winded or like you need to catch your breath, then tone it back down. So you might inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, and repeat. Feel free to go slower than that or less of a count or higher. Go for even, balanced inhale, exhale. And let that be your focus for now, right? All the other stuff is still going to be there. Sorry for the bad news. Just kind of make the focus counting your breath. And thoughts will interrupt, right? Remember, that's the brain's job is to think. So fine, like a really nice analogy for those thoughts is acknowledge them. It's like, oh, yep, thinking about work again, or thinking about, I can hear my kids upstairs, or whatever sort of coming into your brain. And sort of like a cloud that just passes by, sort of acknowledge it, see it, notice it, and see if you can let it pass by and come back to your breath. You might get sucked into it. Don't judge yourself for it, right? This is how you can't mess up meditation. So you get sucked into it, fine. Maybe you pull yourself out eventually. Come back to counting or working with your even Samavritti pranayama, your even balanced breath. In an ideal world, this Samavritti pranayama will sort of help you settle. So you might be feeling that. And it might not, right? You might be feeling restless is just part of it, especially if meditation is new for you or you haven't done it in a while, you don't do it regularly. Just sort of be with that. That's kind of part of the process. And one of my meditation teachers would say that the restlessness, when that arises, that's when your work begins. And so you do what you can to sit with it and try to sit through it. You might be surprised what happens if you work through it. So come back to that breathing. Another tactic, if you're having trouble settling, if the even breath is working for you, I say stay the course. But the exhale portion of the breath is more yin, it's more calming, more grounding. So focus on the exhale. Maybe even lengthen your exhale slightly longer than the inhale. So you might do 3, 4, 5 second inhale to a 5, 6, 7 exhale, something like that. You give that a whirl. So take a full inhale, find your little pause, and then see if you can exhale fully to the very bottom of exhale. It's a little longer, and then pause and repeat. So you focus on or lengthen, deepen the exhale portion of the breath. And acknowledge that there's never going to be the perfect meditation scenario. There will always be distractions. Your thoughts will always be there, so that's a distraction. I live with 2 children and my husband, so like there's always going to be noise, extra noise, stuff going around, fine. This is the real world, so let's use our meditation practice to work with distractions rather than just be pissed about them and wish they weren't there. It's like, okay, this is real life. This is like how it is to be a yogi in the real world. Can I work through that? few more moments here. Continue to work with that even, slow inhale, exhale, or continue to work with that lengthening or deepening of just the exhale portion, if you find that helpful. Stay soft in your face, soft in your eyes, soft in the shoulders and the neck. Even the hands that are touching the legs, be really soft in the fingers. And if you've got a few more minutes, I encourage you to stay with this. But even a few minutes of this is better than nothing. So as we work through busy, often stressful, often overwhelming holiday season, may this idea of meditation be one that's helpful, right? Open your hips beforehand, helps you settle, and work with breath, whether it's that even breath where you count, focus on breath, or focus on sort of working more with a deeper, fuller exhale to help ground. Stay with us as long as you'd like. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.